what got you from doing that struggle of a deal and maybe doing a deal here and there to doing consistent deals?
So there was a lot of mental barriers I had to overcome because the first deal was bad. The second deal was so bad. It was such a bad experience
Right.
that it scared the crap out of me, and I thought like I didn't know if I could pull this off. I didn't think
Mm.
I could ever get to $100,000 in a year, and I was like, man, like this is not possible. And I would do the whole wake up at 4:30 in the morning, drink a gallon of water, work
Take an
out,
ice bath.
meditate, pray, go to the park, run for an hour, shadow
Yep.
box, the whole nine, right?
Of course.
Journaling, like I did all that, and like burning the midnight oil. So I would get up at 4:30 and I would go to bed at like 12, and like trying to figure all this stuff out. The thing that was the biggest hurdle for me to overcome before I hit my first 100,000 was just the mindset of it's possible.
Mm.
That was it, right? And
Yeah.
so I was constantly battling with that and constantly being told no on the phone and not realizing like I just need more people to talk to. So I ended up joining a course or a small mentorship by a guy named Alex Youngblood, which was awesome. And he kind of just
Okay.
put it into perspective for me. He's like, look, bro, you got to get your numbers up in terms of how many offers you're making per day, how many people you're talking to, things like that. And I said, well, how? Because at this point, I'm still cold calling, maybe 150, 200 people a day before I
Okay.
have to stop and I have to be with my family.
Right.
Right. So I ended up going towards, I ended up using a texting software, Batch Leads.
Batch.
And
Okay.
I got from, talking to maybe 75 to 100 people out of the 200 dials I'm making per day. I went from that to sending a message out to 1,000 people per day. Well, at 1,000 people per day, now your numbers are way up. Now these people are calling you back, and now you're making offers. So when that happened, I had 3 back-to-back-to-back deals. It netted me about 50 grand. And
There you
then from
go.
there, I'm like, oh, this works. So then from there, I took the 50, I reinvested it back into getting some VAs to text for me, created a
Nice.
whole texting thing, and then we just blew up the amount of text messages that we send out per day. And then that's kind of how the snowball started to roll. And then it was like, okay, if I send out this many text messages, I'm going to get this many responses. From there, I'm going to get this many conversations, this many offers, this many deals. And then I started to look at, all right, well, if I'm texting this many people, I'm still not hitting the whole list because some people don't have cell phones. I got to call them. So then I brought
Hmm.
up VAs to now call the people that we can't text. So then
Right.
from there, it was like, now we're going deep, deep, deep into telemarketing. And that's what got me to my first 100K. That's what helped me get my first 250K.
There you
And
go. And
that's
so on.
kind
Yeah.
of, that's how it's been. Yeah.
Incredible, man. How was it hiring? This is something that a lot of people kind of feel a little weird. How is it hiring a VA? So I mean, you go in, you're doing your own thing, and then you're like, all right, I need to hire some VAs. Why the
Yeah.
heck did you hire a VA? And then how did you hire a VA?
So I was actually against the idea of VAs for a long time. I wanted to
Hmm.
hire Americans. And the reason why was because I wanted to build, like, I'm in my office now. We just got
Yep.
this office space a week ago. I wanted to build an office space full of like, young guys that are hungry, or maybe young girls that are
Of
hungry.
course.
We have that camaraderie. I'm downtown Bakersfield. We got all these restaurants right over here and stuff. And so I wanted to have that environment, that vibe, that sales floor, that like I can come in and I can dap you up and we're crushing it, right? So VAs was not something I wanted to do. It wasn't until I had so much trouble hiring an American that was willing to do the freaking work.
Yep.
So he
Yep.
was like, just go and get a person from the Philippines. So
Sounds about right.
I started with a $3 an hour VA, and I
Hmm.
learned that in the VA game, you really get what you pay for. And
Hmm.
so I went away from the Philippines. I realized that they're always working graveyard, and I wouldn't like to work graveyard. So I ended up going with Central American VAs. They
Okay.
speak Spanish, they service this market better, and they're on my time zone, and I can communicate with them during the day while we're all working together. So I ended up paying them a little bit more, and I ended up building a team out in Central America, full of guys that they help me generate deals and leads and all that good stuff.
Beautiful. Where did you hire those VAs? Like, where'd you find them?
I found them social media. Facebook was a big place. I never tried Upwork. I never tried Online Jobs PH. Fiverr, I tried for a little while. Didn't really have any luck with that. Most
Okay.
of it, I'd say, has come from Facebook and
There you go.
referrals, and just cultivating relationships with people on social media and being active in that space is kind of what helped me find quality people. And then through the years, I've developed a good enough process, I think, in order to find out, like, is this person the right fit for the team, and then go from there.